If you'll please call the roll, please.
Mayor Randy Burke.
Here.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Here.
Commissioner Darren Indavina.
Here. Will everyone please stand as you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, commissioners want to change anything on the agenda?
Nope. I'll move that we approve the agenda.
Second. Call the roll.
Mayor Randy Burke.
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Indavina.
Aye. Okay, regular business. There is only one item on the agenda tonight, and that's to talk about a comprehensive plan. And I'd like to introduce Jason Reyes. This is your, what, third time down here?
Something like that, yeah.
You know how to get down here pretty well, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Jason is from the Southwest Missouri Council of Governments. He's been working with us for a while. The purpose of tonight is to, hopefully, to finalize a contract with SEMCOG. Ash, could you introduce, yeah, you told me to do this, right?
Yeah, so with me, we have Aishwarya Shrestha. She's an associate planner in our office. She's been with us for over 4 years and leads a lot of our regional planning efforts and has also spearheaded a lot of our conference plans. We've got a team of 8 staff, several planners on staff. I think last time I was here I had Jake Phillips with me. He took a position with Christian County, so we're just shuffling a little bit, but I know that you've worked with Aishwarya before. She also oversees our regional transportation planning efforts, so you've seen her at some
That's right. Yeah, we're
meetings.
the meeting in Berry County, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So with you, I think before you've got the proposed contract that we put together. Had some back and forth with Jeff on he strong-armed me down, I think, on the price a little bit. But no, I think we cleaned it up a little bit from the initial proposal that we sent over. With the initial proposal had several additional options that we had thrown in there just so you could see a few of the things that you might want to consider. After having some more conversations, we pared that down to be a more focused project, which I think it looks pretty good, and we're very comfortable with it. We did include a pretty robust public engagement process in our proposal and in the final draft contract. So I think that's something that we're pretty excited about. We want this to be a fun process. I know there's a lot going on in Monett, and so I think that there's some good energy that could be harnessed in the right direction, and then we can engage some folks through some unique opportunities through this process. So we did include that along with all the other planning elements that we previously discussed in the work session and a couple other times that we talked about this proposal. So if you have any questions about process or a reiteration of why this, I know you posted everything from the work session up on your city website that pretty much outlines the purpose of the comprehensive plan, that it's a statutory requirement, but you know, it's good vision for the community for the next 20-30 years. Like I said, there's a lot going on in this community, so it's a good time to focus and create that vision. Have a plan moving forward. So
Now, the first time I looked at the contract, it was, I think, $99,000, and so we're looking at 57.
yes,
And change
57.
So we appreciate that, and I guess we already have a pretty good transportation plan, and a lot of it was we were able to leverage that, just using that plan instead of starting from ground zero.
Yeah, we did cut some hours because your recently updated transportation plan. As we knew, transportation is pretty important for the community. So that's usually a pretty big part of our plans, but since you already have that in place, so that's great that we'll be able to pull that in and reference it in our planning process and in the goals and objectives. Of course, transportation and land use go pretty hand in hand together, so we'll still have a transportation theme within the plan, but we'll utilize what you've already put together.
So the transportation plan you're talking about is where we set up that schedule for street repair replacement, so it's
Yeah.
that mill and fill schedule. Is that what would normally be covered in a comprehensive plan, or would you be looking to determine if we need more arterial type streets, more feeder type roadways?
Right, wouldn't focus on the maintenance schedule.
Right.
We would look at your future road extensions, or we would look at the functional classifications as you're
Okay.
indicating, the arterials, and make sure that the functional classifications matches the current and future land use proposals. within the plan.
Okay, so we'll still get some of that even though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like I said, it goes hand in hand with land use. So any land use recommendations that might come out of the plan, we'll want to make sure that mirrors what is in your either existing transportation plan, or make some recommendations for where you might want to amend your transportation plan so that they can, so that they
Complement
match.
each other?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. The only other question I have so far is, we reduced the scope from 18 months down to 15 months. Is that going to still produce the same result that we're ultimately looking for?
Yes,
Okay.
we put in an 18-month, we intentionally put in some extra months just to account for unknowns.
Okay.
The inevitable, kind of delays within the process. Obviously, you guys are very motivated to get this going. And again, I think that there's some pretty good energy going on here. So I don't foresee that being a problem. 15 months is still within our realm of comfort and still has some built-in opportunity for delay.
I'm
within that
sensing there's still going to be
process.
some tight, right? Look at Ashwarya, the project manager, it's going to be incumbent upon you to squeeze a normal 18-month report into a 15-month window, so. But anything we can do to help, obviously, we will.
Absolutely.
So,
It all depends on how aggressive the planning committee is and how the community is.
Yeah.
And so as long as we can get some responsiveness from committee members and from city staff and folks, we won't have a problem. I think we won't have a problem in that
Good.
timeline.
All right, thank you.
And we'll have Ms., I'm going to try your last name.
Ashwarya.
Ashwarya?
Yes.
Well, the last name was easy, but what is going to be her recurrence to Monett and back as a general? How does that work with her coming here, conversing on the phone? I understand an email, but how often will she be meeting committees and more?
Yeah, I always didn't count this up. I think we've got 7 or 8 actual committee meetings that are scheduled, plus some public open house events. And then we'll do some site visits for just field work, kind of windshield surveys, visiting with stakeholder organizations. So it'll be probably a dozen times or more that our project team will be visiting. And it might not all be with her, it might be some of our other planning staff that go out and kind of do, kind of real rough housing assessments or something if we need more information for the planning committee on that realm. But at least a dozen times we'll have like a physical presence here. In addition to the other regional projects that we're doing, we've got a ton of public meetings scheduled this coming year throughout the region. So we'll be in this area for other planning purposes as well.
And a good rule of thumb for the committee, the planning committee and the council represent the city. How is their conversation going to be? Are we going to go to their meetings? One of us go to their meetings? Or we relay information to them and they have their meeting and relay back to us? What's the principal diagnosis and how that's going to work?
It's really up to you. Up to about 15 people. Definitely want some planning and zoning commissioners on there. State statute actually gives them the power and authority to update and maintain your comprehensive plan. So you want planning and zoning commissioners. And I would recommend at least, if you'd like, at least one of you on there as well. For one, we need ambassadors for the plan. We need folks to be able to kind of sell it to the community, to get everybody involved, to be able to get feedback. And then at the end of the day, put their stamp of approval and say, we know that this process was transparent, that we did a good job, we looked at everything, and so we've got buy-in. It's really up to you about how you want to handle hitting that quorum mark, or how, if you want to.
Well, just how is the conversation going to be? Do we contact the committee chairman and individually and give them some focus, or they give us some insight of what the meeting was about, or they constantly work with Ms. Ashwarya here?
Yeah, you just work with our project manager. We can do monthly reports that goes directly to the city that can be included in maybe your monthly council packets.
Jeff, who's our point of contact on the city staff?
right now, we believe Mike will be the point of contact to work with. Mike knows how to communicate. I would anticipate that all of the meetings would be videoed. That's it, because we want as much input as possible so people know what's going on. This really is, this is an exciting time. I mean, it really is, because it's used for information and zoning and plans. It consolidates, it's a legal requirement, and I'm really, I just get excited about this stuff. I know that's weird, but hopefully the citizens will also get excited about it. And I noticed you had some about charrettes. You can pinpoint particular issues that you would like. For example, when we did it in Camdenton, Missouri, a focal point was downtown. And so we had a specific meeting, and charrette always messed me up. What is a charrette? A charrette is really where you break out into tables and do kind of a brainstorming thing, and there'll be anyway, I just get real excited about this stuff, and it's not, it will provide the foundation. We've done the goals, but it'll provide also the foundation for the city's strategic plan and the operations. And it'll require a lot of work and interaction from our utility man, our street, our zoning people. So everybody has to buy into this, because you don't do this every, as witness, how long was the last one? And so probably enough said.
Yeah. So the steering committee, again, if I may go back to that, we've got citizens. We have, if I may use as an example, the police chief here tonight. Are they eligible to be on this committee?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
Really
not
up to us, right?
It's anybody who you feel like should be
Fair
on
enough.
the committee, and I even advocate for putting, kind of the squeakiest wheel in your community on there as well, to kind of, again, help ensure transparency and that you're engaging everybody through the community. So we've also done kind of what we have referred to as like stakeholder meetings, where we'll have the committee. We've seen a lot of times that there are committee members who might not know what's going on with, say, the police department or kind of the day-to-day activities within each city department. And so we've frequently done a stakeholder meeting where various city departments or organizations, stakeholder organizations within the community, will come in to a planning committee meeting and do 10-minute talk about what's going on with their department or their organization right now, what are their strategic priorities coming up, and kind of educate them a little bit more about what's going on with those. I find value in them, and we'll hit with that first off with our planning committee and kind of assess their level of knowledge of what's going on, and if they want to do that, then we'll pull that together pretty easily.
And I'd like to highlight, this will take a lot of engagement with the Planning and Zoning Commission. This really is, under state law, their plan. And so Mike will have to have interaction with that planning commission. And then once the plan is done, I think this is important for people to realize, anytime you have a zoning request or something, the staff looks at and gives a report to the commission. How does this particular action, zoning or whatever, how does that fit in with the city comprehensive plan? We've studied this. This is our report. It does fit in with the plan, or it doesn't, and that gives background for the decisions of the planning commission to make a recommendation to you based on this plan.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, I don't know if I had a printer error. Mayor, you got this copy? On attachment A, it shows 6 topics. I listed 5, and I don't know if it's a printer error on this here, on your attachment A. it lists the 5, I got 5 and I don't have a 6. Do you have the same issue? Because I printed it from my computer. So I was just wondering with the 6, under land use, I don't have anything
I
after that.
think because one section was removed, so that's probably just an oversight.
Is
It
it?
probably should read with 5 topics.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay, so there should have been 5 topics. Okay, thank you.
We just went through a planning session with our goals and economic development, housing, and coming up with a comprehensive city plan. That's what's going to our former budget. It sounds like this gives a good start on some of the things we're looking at, so do appreciate that.
Mayor, before you, and I don't know, please continue the dialogue, but I just wanted to make a note that the original, and I think Shelley sent it out, but the original ordinance has
This is Kelly,
added.
by the way.
Pardon?
This is Kelly, by the way.
What did I say?
I think you said Shelley.
Oh, it's
Now
another.
she's a permanent city clerk. She
No,
didn't change her name.
I know, it's another city, it's another city. What day of the week is this? Where am I? I'm sorry. But we added a section where as it is anticipated that ARPA funds may be used to pay for this contracted service. We've added that into the ordinance. And I know we were going to have an ARPA meeting, and we've really done a lot of research, and just be quick, we're compiling a list of projects that we can approve that will meet the ARPA requirement, and we believe that this $57,000 would be potentially paid for through ARPA funds. So I just wanted to highlight that was a change from the original that was sent out to you, and we added that whereas.
It has to be determined.
Pardon?
To be determined.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
possible.
well, yeah. We'll know about it. And Ken's been a yeoman on this ARPA stuff. You want to make some comments on it?
It's just, we're still investigating whether or not this expense would fall in line with the approved ARPA guidelines.
Correct.
So the language will be in the ordinance, assuming that it is approved. So if it is, then we're fine. Otherwise, we'll have to amend it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
But it does read that it's anticipated that these funds may be used. So it's not a shall be used.
Okay, I understand. Any other questions? Now we're going to go to the first reading of the ordinance. Kelly, could you read the ordinance, please?
A ordinance approving a contract with the Southwest Missouri Council of Governments, SIMCOG, to develop a new City of Monett's comprehensive master plan.
Okay, we have any motions? Oh, never mind.
Second reading.
Second.
Is it, yeah, is there any objections to do a second reading? Commissioners? Okay, can you do the second reading, Shelley?
An ordinance approving a contract with the Southwest Missouri Council of Governments, SIMCOG, to develop a new City of Monett's comprehensive master plan.
Okay.
I'll move that we approve Bill number 9035.
I'll second it.
Discussion. Jeff, your signature belongs on the Declaration of Independence.
You like my letter, Mayor?
I tell you, yeah. Is there any more discussion on the ordinance?
I think it's going to be a learning curve for me moving forward, wanting to hear. I look at all 5 of your projected topics of analysis, and I think I have something to contribute to all of them, right? So as this progresses and I become more knowledgeable of the subjects, I'm sure I'd like to be an advocate for a conversation moving forward. Just for myself, I'm just saying for myself.
Other discussion? Okay, call the roll, please.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar,
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Indemina,
All right.
We did.
Okay, next regular city council is going to be on Thursday, December 12th, and that'll be at the high school at 6 o'clock. Is there anything else? Go ahead.
The district office.
District
I know,
office,
I know.
I'm sorry.
Formerly the high school, formerly the middle school.
Well, when I went there, it was the new building, let's put it that way.
Just don't want to have people show up at the high school.
Okay. Anything else?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Call roll.
Mayor Randy Brooks.
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gessler.
Aye.
Commissioner Darren DeVito.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thanks very much, Jason and Ashwar. Okay, thanks for coming down, we appreciate it.